Good evening, I'm Carl Winter. We'll get to that weather alert in just a bit, but first, voters across the Badger State took to the polls today to have their say in Wisconsin's spring primary. As for the turnout, well, the numbers were low to start off the day, with Green Bay city officials telling me there were only about 700 ballots cast in Green Bay by 10 a.m. and around 1,600 ballots by 4 o'clock, lower than previous February primaries when around 8,000 people voted. There were only one or two races on the ballot for Brown County voters, state superintendent, and a school board race for people in Green Bay or Wrightstown. Green Bay City Clerk Celestine Jeffries says the people who show up for every election still showed up, but not many others.
I don't get a sense that people are fatigued from November. I think it's just really cold, and smart Wisconsinites go to Florida. So I think there's that too.
And now for the latest results, starting with the race for state superintendent of public instruction, where one candidate will be eliminated. Democratic-backed incumbent Jill Underly is moving on, and it looks like Republican-backed Brittany Kinzer with 35% of the vote will join Underly on the April ballot. Jeff Wright with just 27% of the vote has conceded tonight and is out of the race. The next big race is for Winnebago County Executive, where the field will be whittled down from 3 candidates to 2, and Gordon Heinz almost pulled in a majority of the votes, but definitely got a plurality. He and incumbent John Damel will advance to April, while John Matz with 22.9% is out. More on that shortly. And finally, we're keeping an eye on the Green Bay School Board race, where 6 of the 7 candidates will advance to the April general election. Looks like the incumbents James Lyerly and Rick Crossan are the first 2 to be safe there at the top with 19 or 20% of the vote. But if we look at the other page, Ethan Rouse may be the one that ends up being eliminated with just 6%, and we've got 100% reporting, so it looks like Rouse will not move on to April. For up-to-the-minute results, you can always head to our website at NBC26.com. And now let's take a deeper look at the Winnebago County executive race right now and what brought people to the polls there. Your Oshkosh neighborhood reporter Claire Peterson is standing by live in Oshkosh and joins us now. Hi, Claire.
Hi, Carl. Yeah, I'm outside the county clerk's office here in Oshkosh. They finished up their voting count around 8:45. Voter turnout was pretty low, but pretty typical for a primary in the spring for Winnebago County.
Sometimes it's these littler elections that matter just as much or maybe even more.
Steve and Nancy Leatherwood are among residents who voted in Oshkosh.
My opinion matters. I think it's my civic duty.
In addition to state superintendent, voters in Winnebago County narrowed down the race for county executive. There were 3 candidates on the ballot: incumbent John Damel, Winnebago County Sheriff John Matz, and former minority leader for state assembly Gordon Heinz. Damel and Heinz received the majority of the votes, so they will appear on the April 1st ballot. The elected candidate serves for 4 years.
It's an important position.
County Clerk Julie Bartels says she's seen an upward trend in voter turnout.
More and more people are becoming interested and care about who their representatives are.
But for spring primaries, she says there's never a huge showing. This year, 14,669 ballots were cast, compared to the 95,642 cast in the general election last November, and 31,358 ballots cast in the spring election last April.
I know that this is kind of a smaller one, but I think those are equally as important.
Yeah, and like Carl said, in the race for county executive, Heinz received almost double the votes as Damel or Matz. In Oshkosh, Claire Peterson, NBC 26.
All right, thanks, Claire. It looks pretty cold out there. Speaking of which, let's get to our weather alert now, with frigid temperatures hanging around a little longer. Here with the bone-chilling details is Chief Meteorologist Cameron Moreland. Hey, Cameron.